tonight to the Lord's Supper. And we haven't done this for a while, but I want to go over that, the Lord's Supper, how it was instituted. I've done this before, but that was a little different when you go through it another time. But we've been through this before, but I wanted to go through it again. I think it does us well to remind ourselves exactly how it was instituted, when it was instituted, why it was instituted. So tonight we're going to be looking at the first Lord's Supper. I want to go through that entire chronology with you of how it was first instituted. And again, we did this some years ago, but again, it bears repeating. The institution of the communion service is absolutely packed with incredible meaning. So I want you to have a very broad overview as we partake of the communion service in just a few minutes. The institution of the communion service was connected with the Passover meal, and it's something we shouldn't forget. That explains the kind of bread, the juice, and all that was involved with the communion service. And so our chronology begins with the preparation for the Passover. This is on Thursday. This is the day before Christ's crucifixion. I do believe Christ was crucified on a Friday. I know there's been discussion of this through the years, but I think it's the most natural way to interpret the text, is that Christ was crucified on Friday. So people say, well, but could he been in the grave 3 days and 3 nights? Understand that Jewish people, when they talked about 3 days, it included parts of any 3 days. In other words, it wasn't necessarily 3 24-hour days. That's not how the Jewish mind understood that. There's another place I could show you that as well, which is really obvious. But it wasn't always the case that, you had to have 3 24-hour days, but parts of 3 days. And so you have Friday, Saturday, rose again on Sunday. That is 3 days in the Jewish mind. Well, let's look first of all at the preparation for the Passover. Let's look at, and we could look at a few passages. Let me just give you some passages as a cross-reference. Matthew 26, 17 through 19. Mark 14, 12 through 16. And then I want us to see Luke chapter 22. Let's go there, please. Luke chapter 22 and verse 7. Luke chapter 22 and verse 7. And verses 7 through 13. Then came the first day of unleavened bread, on which the Passover lamb had to be sacrificed. And Jesus sent Peter and John, saying, go and prepare the Passover. All right, bloody nose again. Okay. That happened to me this morning. I'll probably need to go to the emergency room after I'm done. Yeah, it's on me. Why don't you go ahead and turn off the camera on here, please, if you would.
Oh, thank you. Just
Yeah,